There was an audio problem there. Hello, everyone. Hopefully, you can hear me now. Sound seems like it got auto muted. Here we go. Okay, I'm here now. Hi, welcome. Sorry about the Twitter Space, folks. I have to repeat because the YouTube stream got auto muted. But anyway, so welcome everyone. I'm happy to be here with you. And as I was saying earlier, I'm a little heavily medicated, so I'm going to try and get through this session here without having a ginormous coughing fit. But this is a very exciting day. I know I certainly have been waiting for it for a long time, and we worked pretty hard for it. And so, it's finally here. And for me, this represents not the culmination, but rather the beginning, because what we are doing here is we are sort of establishing or putting sort of a stake in the ground, saying here is how we are going to build our DAO out and create value for everybody with this token as a representation of that. So I want to talk about that quite a bit. But before I do that, I wanted to give you a few updates on what I've been up to in Dubai. So let's do that real quick. My primary purpose for coming to Dubai this trip was to wrap up my residency ID requirements. So that involved, doing a blood test and other medical tests, etc., so that I can get a resident ID. And I need that ID so that I can open a bank account for the DAO. So everything has like a sequence of things that has to be done, and that is done now. So I should have the ID hopefully tomorrow before I leave on Friday. So and then the process of getting our bank account for the DAO will already have been initiated at that point. So that was good. My secondary purpose was to start meeting with a bunch of galleries, and started talking to them about Nifty Dreams and what we are up to, and also to talk to potential benefactors about getting capital in for the DAO. So did that also. I'm going to tell you about that in a little bit, and also start talking about collaborations with other DAOs, other entities, etc. So all of that has happened, and I'm very very excited about it. So let's start with the collab first. So you probably saw my tweet today. I had a great meeting with the co-founder Rahim of ArtsDAO, and we are going to discuss doing some collabs together, including events in the new year, and also about how we can partner as DAOs. So we have kind of talked about at a very high level, and we are gonna start talking a little more detail here. And as those details become more solidified, I'm gonna be happy to share them with you. But they have a pretty big footprint here in the Middle East, in Dubai especially, and it's great to have that support. So I'm super super excited about that. And the next thing is about galleries. So I talked to quite a few galleries, but one in particular that's really, really exciting to me and I want to share with you is a conversation I had with a gallery called Art in Space. It's a great gallery here in downtown Dubai. And coming up in the end of February and early March, there's a bunch of really awesome art related events here in Dubai, and I'm so excited that we talked to them, and we have the possibility of having our dreamers, Nifty Dreams artists, dreamers, represented in a really cool event that they are planning in downtown Dubai. So what we're going to do is very shortly, as early as next week, we're going to do an open call for digital artists of all kinds to submit artwork, and then out of that, we'll do a DAO vote and select maybe, I don't know, 50 or so of that of artists, and then the curators of three galleries downtown that are like really if proficient, well respected curators, will narrow it down to about 20 artworks, and those will be displayed in a very major exhibit that's going to happen in downtown Dubai on the boulevard, as they call it. So it's going to be a huge honor because this is an international event with literally thousands and thousands of people from all over the world seeing your artwork if you are selected. So this is something that we've talked about today, and it's happening. So I'm so excited about that, and it's I think it'll be a huge honor, and I can't wait to sort of set the wheels in motion to have the call for artworks made, and have 20 of you have your artwork represented here. I was sure to sort of qualify, what digital artwork meant, and so it really means anything that is created digitally. So whatever tools you use is fine, including photographs. So photographs are taken digitally, but it would not apply to artworks that are physical artworks that are then scanned. So if that would not be applicable, but we'll 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 get all the rules down. If you want to Google it, it's called. Actually, here, let me see if I can share my screen. I should do that. Give me a second. Share screen. All right, here we go. All right, so this is called Art in Space, and the actual event is going to be called Boulevard, Boulvart, and it's an immersive experience, digital and video art, Web3 and NFT exhibition from the 23rd to the 26th of February in downtown Dubai, and there's going to be many galleries, many artists, and many Web3 projects here. And it's been curated by some pretty influential people. There's a great program of events, etc. So super excited about this. What I'm going to do is, let's see, I can probably copy and paste this URL here in the stream. So let me do that. I'll stop the screen sharing. Give me a second here. I'm going to put this as a banner for you to look at. All right, there we go. So if someone wouldn't mind getting that banner also into the Twitter space, I would appreciate that because I can do both at the same time. Okay, yeah, so that's kind of what we are looking at. Artinspacegallery.art is the URL. And that's sort of a big, huge development for us. Um, in addition, there are a few other galleries I've spoken to, and we are going to discuss how they can become benefactors. We are constantly sort of refining the benefactor pitch. So as we talk to more galleries, their needs become clearer to us, and so we can refine that pitch. So overall, I would say that the feedback has been quite positive. I think from a commitment perspective, I think the galleries still aren't clear on exactly if they want to be in Web3, which is a hurdle that we knew we would have, because as you probably know, a lot of galleries that are not yet into NFTs, etc., they kind of don't think very highly of NFT art. They don't look at it as legitimate art yet. So that's something we have to overcome, and we'll get there. It'll take some time. I need to drink some water, so give me a second. So we'll get through that. uh, and let's see what else. Dubai, lots of meetings, lots of people. Okay, a couple of other things I want to talk about is the engineering effort that's been going on. So you 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 need to meet at some point, and I'll get on a stream here. Both Prabhu and Shruti, who are sort of the brains behind sort of the entire smart contract and all the apps that we've been creating. So I want to get them on here so you can see them and talk to them and ask them questions, etc. So right now, as we speak, they're busy putting the finishing touches on a couple of things, and are going to go ahead and start deploying our contract. And I'll talk about that in just a moment. But before that, I had promised a surprise, and I'm ready to tell you about that surprise now. After another drink of water, I'm sorry, but my throat is, I am not able to speak so long very easily. So if you recollect, um, probably about a week ago now, I posted a spreadsheet which had the final counts of various bonuses, etc., that are due to people. That was done by an automatic scan of the blockchain records. Now, it's quite possible that in the process, we might have missed a few. Do not worry, all right? Like, this is not the end game or something like that. Our goal was to get everyone and get 100% accurate, but things happen, and it may not be 100% accurate. If you don't see your token count the way it's supposed to be on there, do not worry. We'll square it out. You're going to get the tokens that are owed you 100%. And we have a whole year to fix this, because the tokens are locked for a year anyway. So we'll make sure, we're not going to wait a year to fix it. Obviously, we'll fix it in the next few days. But if there's any problems, just be patient. We'll fix it. There's a lot of moving parts right now, a lot of things happening. So can't really get to everyone's individual issues right away. But the commitment is there to get to them. Um, all right. So the excuse me. Sorry about that. I have to keep muting here, guys, and I did not mute the Twitter space. I apologize for that. But as I said, I'm just trying to get through this without imploding. Anyway, so the surprise, it's very simple. I feel like uh, the people who have purchased the Dreamer passes right now are the most committed folks in the ecosystem, and they have really helped us come forward to this point. They form our community. It's you form our community, and you are all there to support this vision. And I feel like we wanted to go out of our way to do things for you. So a few things. Recently, I tweeted that I'm going to be slightly more sort of focused in my approach in supporting dreamers. And I take that very seriously. I've actually started to write analytical tools to analyze who I'm following, who are following me, who has a Dreamer Pass, who hasn't, who I've collected from, who I haven't, etc. To have all those analytics available to me, so I can make good decisions. So just be aware that the fact that you're a dreamer, I take that very very seriously, and I want to be as supportive of you as you are of me. So I'll do that. But the more important thing is that for the current token drop, what we are going to do is take the total number of tokens that everyone has, and we are going to add an additional 25% to everyone's tokens. So whatever you were supposed to receive, you will receive an additional bonus 25% tokens. So that's just our way of saying thank you. Thank you for being there for us, and thank you for being part of this community. It means a lot to me, and just wanted to say thank you. So everyone, it's automatic. You'll just see an additional 25% tokens added to your stash. Now, there's also significant allocations right now in this round for more challenges and things like that. So you're gonna have the opportunity to get a lot more tokens. And I tweeted also that we're doing this in multiple phases. We've got the first Dreamer phase. Then I want to take care of the team. So there's been people working behind the scenes to support all of this. I want to make sure that their tokens get assigned. And then third, last but not the least, in the past, a year, I've run many challenges, many different puzzles, challenges, etc., and want to assign tokens to people who participated in those also. So there's going to be multiple different grants coming your way. So now, with that out of the way, I just want to calibrate everyone's expectations and once again talk to you about granted tokens versus earned tokens and what it means. Time for a cough drop. Sorry about this, guys. I wish I was in better health. Unfortunately, I just got sick at the wrong time. So let's talk about earned versus granted tokens. So any tokens that you get by virtue of an airdrop like this, whether you got a benefactor pass or a dreamer pass, or you are in some partnership with the DAO, you might have been granted some tokens. So those tokens, the keyword being grant, the standard we are applying to all of them is that they are locked for 1 year and then they vest over 24 months. So I just want to explain what that means. So a lock essentially means that you cannot actually move those tokens out of your wallet for 12 months. So this is fairly standard. Like with my other startups, etc., I have gotten grants from various different protocols, and they all have locks. And this is not anything new in the industry. So after 12 months, then the tokens start vesting. So vesting is a term that is borrowed from sort of the stock from a startup. When you have equity, you're issued stock options, etc., and they vest over time. Vest means you earn them over time. So in the contract, literally every second, your tokens are divided by 2 years, whatever the number of seconds is in 2 years. And as each second elapses, that many tokens become available to you to do whatever you want to. So you can transfer them, you can leave them there, do whatever you want. So that's what locked and vesting means. So that's going to be the standard for everyone. Now, very shortly, once I share with you the DApp that we've built, you're going to see there a banner that says the tokens are also sort of blocked until there is DEX liquidity. What that means is very simply that until there's a way for you to convert tokens from NiftyD to some other currency, there's no point in being able to sort of transfer them. And we wanted to make sure that we were very careful about how we do this. So what we're going to do is that every $500,000 that the DAO gets in benefactor capital, we will put $100,000 into a DEX like Uniswap and make it so any tokens that are unlocked are then tradable. So which tokens are tradable? I mean, if all the airdrop tokens are grants, right, and they're all locked, so where will the unlocked tokens come from? Well, the unlocked tokens are going to start coming moving forward when several of you I see here in the community are actually doing work for the DAO. So when you do work for the DAO, you're going to start earning tokens. So those tokens, earn being the key word, are going to be available to you to transfer, do whatever you want to with them. So that's essentially the difference between earn and grant. Granted tokens are locked for a year and are illiquid for that point of time, but earned tokens will be available for you. Looks like people are saying now video is frozen. Let me see what I can do about that. Let's see if this fixes things. Sorry guys, in Twitter space, the video for the YouTube stream is frozen. It's probably got to do something with my hotel Wi-Fi here, but hopefully it's back. Let me check. Sorry, guys. Just okay. It's back apparently. All right, great. Thank you. Sorry about that. I was uh, making sure that this wasn't a problem with the Wi-Fi and it won't recur. Okay, so as I was saying, the earn tokens are available and to transfer, and the granted tokens are not. All right. So what we are going to do here, both Prabhu and Shruti are working right now. So a contract's being deployed, and there's a front end DApp that you're going to see. When you go to that DApp, what you're going to see is essentially the numbers of tokens that you have assigned to you. So you can see different categories of tokens, and then you're going to see a button there called claim. So that claim button will not work until you, in fact, have vested tokens to claim. So in other words, uh, as your tokens vest, they don't just automatically show up in your wallet. You have to go and claim them. And when you claim them, that's when they are essentially transferred from the contract's ownership into your account's ownership. But they're yours. They're just sitting in the contract. You can go there anytime, any day, whenever you want, and claim. If you never do that, then they will sit there forever. So they are your tokens, so they'll always be there. So the as I understand it, they are going to do it in batches of 100 each, because each that's the maximum each transaction is supported. And I think we have to do about somewhere around 1,500, maybe 2,000 or so, of batches. So it'll take some time for them to get through it. So what you will see here in the next probably next hour or so is gradually um, all these transactions being completed, and the DApp starting to go live. So let me check real quick and get an update from them. So bear with me one moment. I'll just inquire. Yeah, so you can then monitor the DApp and find out when your tokens are there. So I think the plan is to just keep going nonstop through these transactions until everyone's tokens are dropped. And okay, so it looks like they need a few more minutes on the DApp, so that's fine. I don't want to rush them. This is important, and I want to make sure they get it right. So giving an ETA of 15 minutes. All right, cool. So in approximately 15 minutes or so, the DApp will be available, and you can start monitoring your tokens. So meanwhile, let me see if there's any questions anyone has on the tokens that I can address. Let me go through the comments here on YouTube. Let's see. I don't see any comments here. I see some comments on the Twitter side, so let's go and address those. Oh, they're not. Here we go. Comments. Oh, okay. They're just general comments that are supportive. All right, cool. All right. So while we are waiting on that DApp to be launched, I also wanted to give you one more update. So there's a question for those of us with open tickets still. So I'm not sure what that question means, but maybe the person asking it will clarify that question. Um, so if you had previously posted a question about token amount, and if you recollect, there was a reset done and an updated spreadsheet uh, provided. And if you still have issues, please do open a ticket. But I'll tell you, I have been through several of those. And what I've found is that most of them are interpreting the the blockchain data incorrectly. So actually, that's a good point. Let me take a moment here to help you understand how the algorithm is working. So here's how it works. At some point, an account was used to mint a Dreamer pass. That, let's call that account A. Now, either the tokens stayed in that account or they were transferred to another account. If they were transferred, let's call that account B. So what happens is with account A, if account A purchased or minted those tokens within some of the bonus timeframes, account A will get the bonus tokens assigned that were assigned. Account B will get the 870 tokens that were owed plus the 25% that I announced today. So this is the where I think most people are getting confused. They minted with one account and then they transferred to another account and they're expecting the bonus tokens to show up in the account that the tokens were transferred to. No, that will not happen. The minting account is the only account that's going to get the bonus tokens. The transferred account is only going to get the standard, what we call the standard tokens, 870. So you most likely, if you did a transfer and you have two accounts, you'll need to check your two accounts for it. Now, if there was a referral involved, then both the referring and the referral account are going to have tokens. So the account that referred is going to have 130 tokens. Transfers are not referrals. A lot of people think that because they transferred to someone else, that's a referral. No, referral was a specific program with a referral link that you had to go through, and that's where the 130 tokens were earned. So that's just to clarify things for you. It's important to note that uh, the minting account is the one that's going to get the bonus. A lot of people I see saying, "Hey, I got X number of passes in my account right now, but I don't see that number correctly." Well, you need to go to Etherscan and trace the history of how those Dreamer passes got into your account, because ultimately that's what our algorithm did. Is it traced every step of the way from the point where the Dreamer pass was purchased, that gets the tokens, then it was transferred, then maybe it was transferred again. So every transfer, the number of tokens it goes to the last owner of it. The 870 tokens go there. So all right, so that's an important thing. I see most people said it was accurate after the second pass, but there's a few people that still claim it's not. It's a standard algorithm. It went through all the blockchain data. So the chances of having an error there are very small, possible, but very small. More than likely, you're interpreting the data incorrectly. So please do. It's fine to open a ticket. I'll be happy to go through that transaction log with you, and I'll let you know. But please do follow the algorithm that I just mentioned, which is the owning account. The one that minted is the one that gets bonus, and the one that has the current ownership of the pass gets the standard tokens. All right. Let's see. I don't see any other questions. Where can we see the tokens in MetaMask? Okay, so your initial place to see the tokens is going to be on the dApp, or you can go see it in the contract. Until you claim the tokens, they don't get into your account where an external wallet can see it. So you have basically two places to look at it using the dApp I'm going to share with you as soon as it's up, or if you feel if you can go directly to Etherscan and look at the contract and query the contract directly. But the important thing is that this is the thing with vesting, right? Until the tokens are vesting, they're not in your wallet, because if they were in your wallet, then they would be unlocked and they would be vested and you could do anything you want to with them. So you would use the DApp to monitor the your tokens, and once you claim them, then they will be in your wallet. Now, that's for granted tokens. Earned tokens will show up in your wallet immediately. So yeah, you can use MetaMask, Rainbow, anything you want to do that. Um, so uh, people here are reporting issues. This is not the place to report an issue. Please go update the ticket. I'll be happy to look at it again. All right, so that's kind of the state of the world right now. We are currently awaiting the deployment of the DApp. As soon as it is deployed, I'll give you the URL. And like I said, it's going to be in batches. There's going to be batches of 100 each of accounts, and so it might take a few hours before you see your token. So that's just because of the speed of the blockchain in getting those transactions deployed. So hopefully, you know, within the next 6 to 12 hours, everyone is done, and you can start seeing your tokens, and then we can start doing the additional grants for the team and for the challenges and all of those. So I got all of those lined up. So it's going to be several days of token grants here before we are done, and then we shift to providing a model for sort of the leaders of the DAO to start, coming up with a framework for how to pay people and what the earned tokens will be like. So I'm excited for that because for the people who are contributing, it's great to be able to pay with tokens. But again, we aren't able to provide liquidity yet. But as soon as we can provide liquidity, those tokens will then be convertible to other currencies. So that's the state of the world. Let me do another check here. Okay, looks like they're getting close. Yeah. All right, so I'll be able to give you the URL as soon as it's launched. Um, so the question is, if you do not claim the tokens, is there an issue with staking bonus? And please tell about staking bonus. All right, so this is a good question. Um, Claiming a token merely is transferring it from the contract account into your account. It does not affect how the token works in relationship with the contract. So we are going to introduce staking, and staking is essentially auto staking. So any of your tokens that are locked will be auto staked, so you can have regular income. But we do not intend to enable staking until, and you probably guessed it, there is liquidity. So these are all things that fall into place together, because the whole point of staking is to give you income. And if there isn't liquidity for you to have income, then those stake tokens just sit there. And we wanted to make sure that when we do have the stake tokens, that they are a tangible income for you. You can literally take them right then, right there, and go convert them to any other currency you desire. So whether you claim tokens or not, it does not really matter. They will be auto staked, and they will have income. But like I said, the staking feature will not be enabled until there is liquidity. So that's kind of the green light on staking is liquidity. So as soon as we get a few benefactors in here, like I said, it's every $500,000, we add $100,000 in liquidity. And we have to be careful, right? We want to make sure that anyone who's earning tokens, anyone who's got stake earnings, etc., all of those, we want to make sure are less than the total amount of liquidity that we are providing, because we don't expect the community at large to start providing liquidity early on. At least it doesn't happen for most projects. Initially, the project is the one that provides liquidity, and then once the project takes off, then others also start providing liquidity, and so then it's not as careful a balancing act. But initially, it is a balancing act for us because we have to make sure that we don't spend more than we provide liquidity for. And yeah, so it'll be a bit of a challenge, but we'll get through it. Okay, there's a few other things I wanted to talk to you about real quick, and we have 5 minutes more, I think, so before this app is live. Um, yeah, it looks like 5 to 7 minutes more, so I can tell you about that. So we've been thinking a lot about how to address the needs of artists now, even as we are building out the consignment platform and working with retail brands like Diverge Sneakers. But we understand that right now the reality is that there are marketplaces, and the reality is that you are trying to sell your work on marketplaces, right? That's a hard reality that is there right now. So what we want to do is start empowering you with tools that make your life a little bit easier in that regard. So it's really a suite of tools that we are thinking of, and some of them are actually already in development. But what we want to do is almost, if I can call it, a 360-degree view for an artist, where you're able to not only see your sort of work, your artworks, but you're also able to do analysis and things like that. So I don't have a ton of details I can share with you today, but what I want to do is the moment I get back to the US next week, I want to get on a stream just like this and show you this cool new tool we've been developing. It's really, really cool. I want to tell you about it, but it's I want to also keep it a secret because it's a nice little surprise. But we've been working very hard on it, and it is the beginning of this whole 360-degree experience we want to create for artists. But the goal is that right now you're flying blind. Like you don't know which marketplace to list on. You don't know when is a good time to list. You don't know what price to list things for, etc. And these are things that there's data for. You can get data and figure out answers to these questions. And we want to give you a tool that gives you answers to these questions. It tells you that, okay, you got artwork of type X. Here's what you should consider doing for it. And through analysis, give you that information. We can also, through analysis, tell you that here are the top X collectors you should target, and things like that. So there's a lot of data analytics available on the blockchain that are not available to you right now because it's humanly impossible to go through row by row through all these transactions and do that. But if we had a tool that could analyze and give you this information, you would be able to make really smart decisions, even now with the marketplaces. And that's what we want to help you doing. So we want to make sure that if you're a dreamer, you are well equipped to make really good decisions. And so that's kind of what we are building. Um, so again, there's a question here about compounding. So I don't want to withdraw the staking. Can I stake it for a long time to create a compounding power? Yeah, of course. I mean, that's exactly the benefit of having any kind of situation where you have, it's just like in your bank account, you have compound interest. Yeah, so if you continue to stake um, the earned tokens that you have through staking, you will certainly earn more tokens on that. So it's a really good idea to continue to stake. But anyway, getting back to the tool, I will, as soon as I get back to Silicon Valley, do a session like this where I give you a preview of our first tool. I promise you, you're going to love it. You're going to really, really love it because it is a full-featured tool, and I'm super excited about it. All right, let me do a quick check on app here. And let's see. Okay, so it's still deploying. So we have to wait a bit longer. All right, any other questions that I can answer for anybody while we wait? I'm going to check on another ETA with the team here. Okay, so they are debugging a final issue, they said, and they need a little more time. All right, we'll give it to them. No problem. All right. Let's see. So I have kind of explained what's going to happen here next. We've talked about the different tokenomics. Oh yeah, let's talk a little bit about tokenomics. All right. I don't think I've mentioned this before. I have presented but not mentioned it, so I want to just make sure everyone understands it. So tokenomics is essentially the breakdown of how tokens are, how many tokens there are, how they are used, etc. So for Nifty Dreams, the Nifty token, there's going to be 1 billion of them totally. That's a very, very large number. But also when it comes to tokens in crypto, it's not that large. Of those, 500 million are being deployed right now. So through various categories. I'll talk about that in a moment. 500,000 are going to just, sorry, not 500,000, 500 million are going to sit in the contract untouched. They will sit in the contract untouched until the day comes that the DAO decides it is time to do a public token sale. So a public token sale is essentially when you make your tokens available for the public to buy. And the reason you do that is to raise money, to get money for operating the DAO. So we won't do that until we have established trust, credibility, and built something interesting. So then the public sees this token as valuable and wants to buy it. So until we do that, we can't have the public sale. So that's 500 million that's going to sit there in reserve. The remaining 500 million is what's getting distributed right now. So there are tokens that are allocated for dreamers, there's tokens that are allocated for benefactors, tokens for the team, token for various projects. So every time there's a project that's funded, it gets tokens, and it uses those tokens to fund the project. So that's essentially the high level tokenomics of the token right now. It's going to be 500 million distributed over the course of, I would assume over the course of the next 6 months or so, maybe a little bit longer. 500 million is gonna last us, and then the remaining will be there until we all decide jointly that we are going to have a public sale of the token. So that's basically where things lie with the tokenomics right now. Let me see if I can get Prabhu on this call here to also talk about it. Okay, so they've given me another update here. They're saying it's going to take another 30 minutes. So I think we're going to have to wait a bit longer for that. So let me do this, guys. I wanted to, yeah, 1 second, I'm getting updates here. I just want to process this if it's possible. Okay, I'm going to tell them not to rush and do any, like they're making some decisions. I want to make sure that they don't rush. I'm going to tell them that I'm going to announce here that I will be tweeting the link to the DApp, the DApp a little bit later. So this has been sort of your overview of it. I would have loved to have announced the link right now, but it looks like they need a little more time, and I'm going to give it to them. So what I'm going to do here is in the next, whenever 30 minutes or whatever they get done, keep an eye on both my account and the Nifty Dreams account. We'll publish a link for you, and you can then start monitoring your tokens. But even then, keep in mind, it's going to be 100 at a time. So it's going to take several hours before all the accounts are done, and you will start seeing your tokens. So what I'll do is periodically update through both my account and the Nifty Dreams account how many accounts are done, and so you'll have an idea of what the progress is being being made. But like I said, I want to make sure that Prabhu and Shruti have the time they need to do this correctly. The last thing we want to do is rush through something and have any kind of problems in the future. It's okay to wait a little bit longer. So all right, so I will be posting on Twitter the link that you can use shortly in about a half hour. You can go check it out and see your tokens there. And yeah, and hopefully next time I chat, I'll be in better shape and not have this mental fog. So I can't even honestly can't even think straight right now. And I hope I can feel better. Um, and I'm really excited that you're going to have these tokens. This is something we work for, and now we have an asset. We have the ability to use this asset to grow it in value and to make the DAO valuable and to create value for you. My long-term vision has always been to create incredible wealth for artists, and this token is the mechanism to do it. If we align all our incentives, whether it's artists, museums, galleries, NGOs, art collectors, art investors, and all of us work towards making this one token valuable, then the whole art ecosystem benefits worldwide, and that will happen in time. So patience is the name of the game. So I thank you for your support so far, and like I said, just stay tuned on our Twitter. We'll publish the token link here shortly as soon as they feel it's stable, and then you can check out and see yours. So I'm gonna sign off. This is about the max I could stay on this stream here. I do need to go rest now. I still have to show up in a Twitter space, so I'll go do that and then I'll get some rest. But thank you all. Uh, Thank you all for attending the Twitter space. Thank you all for attending the YouTube stream, and I'll keep you updated on Twitter. Bye bye.